are extremely important to us all, as we all came from one. Without our mothers carrying, feeding, and supporting us in and out of the womb, we wouldn't be here. I know that I probably wouldn't be here without my amazing mother. That's probably why we celebrate a day to appreciate them, to appreciate the woman that made us possible. But one of the most important mothers in terms of Christianity is Mother Mary. Mother Mary is, as we all know, the woman who birthed Jesus, the virgin mother who walked to Bethlehem to try and find a place to give birth to Jesus and had to settle into a stable. We all know this story from the many Christmas pageants we've seen of it. But this story highlights Mary's devotion towards Jesus even before he was born. She walked into every single hotel and tried every door just to make sure that her baby would be born in a safe and warm place. Even if the baby wasn't the Holy Son of God, then she still would have done the same and gone through the same amount of effort. It truly is a testament to the dedication of mothers for keeping their children safe. But there are plenty of other examples of Mary's devotion towards her son in the Bible. Another example of a mother's strength is within John chapter 19, verse 25. Near the cross of Jesus stood his mother's sister, Mary the wife of Clopas, and Mary Magdalene. Being devoted to your son not only means to be there at the beginning of their life, but also at his end, if that ever comes. Mary did just this as she watched as Jesus was tortured and stabbed by Roman soldiers on the cross. Even though she watched her son bleed and slowly die, she was still there to support him. That shows the true strength of mothers. Mary still tried to keep him safe and supported at birth when she was scrambling to find a safe place to birth him, and on the cross by being there when he died to comfort him as he was tortured. Even after Jesus was killed, she still supported him through continuing his teachings as a messenger of God. As it says in Acts 1:14, they all joined together constantly in prayer, along with the woman and Mary, the mother of Jesus, and with his brothers. Mary still prayed with others about the glory of God and taught his teachings, even though Jesus' death was a part of God's plan. The strength of her belief in her son, that what he was teaching was right, outweighs death for her, and that is true strength. My mother is a very important positive force in my life as well. Much like Mary, she is devoted towards me in a way that I could never understand. This devotion can be shown as an example of when it all started, at my birth. When I was born, I unfortunately came out the wrong way and popped one of her blood vessels. I almost killed her, and as gruesome and as painful as it was to give birth to me, she kept on pushing. Even if it killed her, she kept on pushing me out of her womb into the world. She would risk her life for me then, and even now she would risk her life for me. This is a lot like Mary in the way that she went through such a struggle for her child to be born in a safe place. They still both cared all the same, and that shows true strength. My mother has also taught me things as I have taught her as well. I wouldn't be standing here today without my mother, even if I was born. My mom is the one who would always get out of bed to get us to church every morning. When I was 5, I always wondered, why are we doing this? And why do I have to be sitting here learning about people I don't care about when I could be home sleeping? But I never truly grasped how important church was until I was about 12 when I attended confirmation class. It truly opened up my eyes to how important the church community is to myself and all sorts of other people. I felt as if I truly belonged in this place that 3 years ago I thought as a boring waste of 2 hours. I wouldn't be here doing this sermon right now or going to church if it wasn't for my mom. My mom was the one who always brings me here even now, and I thank her so much for it, that I am able to inspire you with and write these sermons here today. One of the other people who I consider as motherly to me, who has been a great influence in this church, is my Aunt Jo. Every day since I was a kid, she always came and rained her son to watch over us. She would always care for us by being there, and when we came home, we always give her plenty of hugs when she leaves. I don't know what my life would be like without her, and I hope that I never have to. Aunt Jo also takes us to VBS every summer to impact the lives of the kids who go there and watch over them, just as she watches over us. She would feed us Burger King after, and we would eat like kings. And she does all this at the age of 79 with a smile on her face. She's such a positive influence on my life that I hope to one day be as kind and as understanding as her. Even though she isn't my mom, she still acts like one to me. This kindness and intelligence shown by the woman in my life is actually supported by the Bible. Within the book of Proverbs, they show the personification of wisdom as being female, which is a very interesting and fitting way to show personification of wisdom. As it says in Proverbs chapter 1, verses 20 through 27, "Out in the open, wisdom calls aloud. She raises her voice in the public square. On top of the wall she cries out, 'How long will you who are simple love your simple ways? How long will mockers delight in mockery and fools hate knowledge? Repent at my rebuke, then I will pour out my thoughts to you. I will make known to you my teachings, but since you refuse to listen when I call, and no one pays attention when I stretch out my hand, since you disregard all my advice and do not accept my rebuke, I, in turn, will laugh when disaster strikes you. I will mock when calamity overtakes you.'" Having wisdom being portrayed as a woman makes sense, as have you ever seen in your life a man going to do something dumb and his wife or girlfriend trying to stop him? With women being portrayed in culture as being reserved and sensible, men are seen as extroverted and brave, it makes sense that wisdom would be more feminine in terms of culture. This fits with what wisdom is doing here in these verses, speaking out against the people for being fools. This wisdom also shows a kind sign of caring for others, as if the wife didn't care about her husband, she would just let him do something stupid. It's the same thing for a mother and her son or daughter. If she didn't care then, she wouldn't share her wisdom. It shows how a mother nagging you to do your chores, or clean your room, or do your homework is a sign that they care. Speaking of caring, Mother's Day is a celebration to me about people who care about you, not just mothers. Mothers can be interpreted as many different positive female figures in your life, as people can be motherly to you even if they aren't your mother. Well, what is being motherly? Being motherly is caring. Being motherly is kind. Being motherly is persisting to help who you care about no matter how much they try and ignore it. The Bible gives examples of motherliness through these ways of being a mother and assigns them to many different characters to show us what being motherly is. It shows us that these more than likely to make us appreciate mothers and how we need them in our lives. These aspects of mothers as seen by me and shown by the Bible show how important mothers are to us. Mother's Day is a celebration of the importance of the many figures that represent mothers in our lives, ones who exhibit the traits of motherhood the most that deserve to be celebrated on these days. In conclusion, the Bible gives us many reasons to celebrate mothers. The ways of mothers and mothers themselves are celebrated and shown throughout the Bible. These sorts of characteristics are also shown in your everyday life, even through people who aren't mothers to you. Mother's Day is an important way to give appreciation to those who care about you. So I suggest that you find someone who cares about you and shows the traits of being a mother and thank them.